Too Rare to Live, Too Rare to Die. I sampled it from Hunter S. Thompson book, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which it seemed fitting. I mean, the record was very centralized around Vegas. You know, I grew up there, spending a lot of time going back and forth from where I live now in LA, and just kind of doing the things I couldn't do before we left to start the band. I grew up in a very strictly religious Mormon household, but we lived in Sin City. I always had this like fantastical vision of how I saw Vegas, watching movies like Casino and like loving the Rat Pack, that era of Vegas, like 60s, 70s. Had a huge influence on this record, stylistically and musically. I wanted to make kind of just a celebratory like party record. I wanted to make music that, you know, got me excited to like get up and dance. Just kind of lose myself in the moment a little bit. You know, last record was like my first time really stepping up as like the lead songwriter, and now with Butch Walker and Jake Sinclair like kind of pushing me along and being great mentors in that sense, helping me become a better songwriter and kind of a producer. I was really surprised when certain songs would be finished, you know, what we thought was done, and what it ended up being, as opposed to, you know, something that I had maybe seen it going this direction and it ended up here. That's always cool. I think I may like that more when I surprise myself, when, you know, we write something and go, oh wow, I didn't think we'd end up here. Every song on this record is about a real thing that I went through, a personal experience, a very true story. And in that same vein, I think that's why I'm a big fan of hip-hop as well. It's like very confessional, very true. And for the first single, Miss Jackson, I wanted to take that approach to the song. We started doing kind of a hip-hop thing. But then we added like all this other sonic, weird stuff, and I was like, this sounds really cool. We had the song basically written, but we wanted to use this girl Lolo, who's got this phenomenal voice, and have her write something of her own and then just kind of sample it. Make it sound like it was pulled off of a vinyl and like throw it into the song. The video for Miss Jackson came about pretty organically. I mean, we met with the director, Jordan Bahat. We kind of knew right away that we wanted to use him. He's done some videos that I was a fan of. Honestly, I told him the only things that I needed were a shiny jacket, the red car from Fear and Loathing, and a narrative, and that was pretty much it. So it just kind of came about Jordan's vision for how he saw the song. Yeah, it was fun. This is gospel for the fallen ones, locked away in permanent slumber, assembling their philosophies from pieces of broken memory. This is gospel. It's actually a song that almost didn't make the album, because I was writing it about my buddy Spencer, who plays drums in the band, who is currently you know, in recovery right now for battling addiction. That was the first time that I had kind of opened up. It was like a really sentimental moment writing that song, and I was really apprehensive as to showing anybody this song. It was really personal. If you love me, let me go. And I was also talking about my friend, and I didn't want to step on any toes. One of the lyrics in the song is the fear of falling apart, which is exactly how I felt. I was afraid about the band falling apart. I was afraid about our friendship falling apart. I was also like very angry. When I showed him, it helped to push in the right direction, especially for him in recovery. He was able to be like, wow, you know, I need to face it, I think. You know, I'm in denial a lot of times, and it helped both of us kind of grow closer together. This is gospel for the vagabonds, natural wells, and insufferable bastards. I love getting a reaction from the fans. And this time around, for this record, I like how polarized the opinions are. I haven't really heard like a middle ground, like, oh, it's all right. You know, it's either like, I love your record, or I hate you now, which is awesome. To give people a strong opinion about something you're doing is always amazing. You know, when we finish a record, I always get most excited about touring. When you're locked away in a studio in your own head, just writing for over a year, you want to do the other side of it. You want to be on tour. The fans kind of make it possible. I mean, we obviously couldn't tour without them coming to see us, but the energy that they bring creates a totally different show. I mean, we could have an idea of how it's going to go, but I like keeping it organic. I like feeling out night to night. It makes the show something special for every city that we play in, for every show that we play. It becomes something new, something that we couldn't have planned, and that, you know, we have to thank our fans for that, because it's something that you can't really duplicate or replicate in any way, but when it happens, it's phenomenal. It's great.